Welcome to my channel, BL Delights. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Also, membership are now available. For exclusive perks, do join my channel. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Kin Portia.
Second son of a mafia boss, Kin Therapanyakel, is fleeing from an enemy when he meets Porsche, an enterprising young bartender. Portia agrees to help defend Kin from his attackers for a price. Portia's martial arts skills impress, and spurred on by his father, Kin seeks to hire Portia as one of his personal bodyguards. Portia is opposed and rejects Kin's offer despite his attempts at intimidation. It isn't until Portia's family home and his ability to care for his brother are threatened that he acquiesces and moves on to the Therapanyakel property. It's not a smooth transition into the unorthodox violent job, and his relationship with Kin vacillates between strained and playful. When his feelings for Kin take an unexpected turn, his work becomes even more high stakes.
Number 2. Tharn Type.
Type Thiwat is a handsome freshman with a passion for soccer and spicy food. Although he's a friendly boy, he hates gay people because, in his childhood, he was molested by a man. His life turns upside down when the new academic year of college brings along a charismatic roommate, Tharn Kiragun. Tharn is a gorgeous, compassionate music major who is also openly gay. When Type learns this, he is determined to make Tharn leave the dorm, as he won't live with a gay person. Tharn is equally determined not to give in to Type's homophobic tantrums. With a gay guy and a homophobic guy that have to share a small space together for the rest of the year, what could possibly be the outcome of their story? Hatred? Or maybe love?
Number 3. Tharn Type Season 2, 7 Years of Love.
The story shows the continuation, as Type and Tharn have been together for 7 years, and both are enjoying their most harmonious life. They do still bicker and meet up with university friends. Now, both working adults, Type and Tharn face difficult issues as they learn that life isn't always just flowers and candies. Can they overcome their challenges, or will they be defeated by them?
Number 4. My Stand-In.
The stuntman of famous actor Tong happened to meet Ming. Having developed a deep relationship, Joe didn't realize that Ming had always seen him as Tong's replacement. When the truth is revealed, Joe has to take work on a foreign set where an accident takes his life. When he wakes, Joe's in the body of a young man likewise named Joe, who'd met with an accident on the same day. With help, he's soon living the same life as he was before, with the same people, and he meets Ming once more. In this life, Ming wants Joe back at his side as before, and Joe doesn't know why. Ming, who's kept all memories of the old Joe, tries to find the truth about Joe's continued life in order to return Joe to his side and give him the explanation he never had the chance to.
Number 5. Don't Say No.
For the past 10 years, Leo and Fiat have been the best of friends. Growing up together, they have been practically inseparable since childhood. As they've gotten older, however, they've begun to notice some unexpected changes. As a star basketball player, Leo has always enjoyed having Fiat cheering on the sidelines. But when Fiat begins to turn his attention elsewhere, Leo begins to worry someone may be trying to take his best friend away from him. Even more alarming to Leo than the fear of losing his best friend is the realization that his feelings for Fiat run much deeper than he ever imagined.
Number 6. Bed Friend.
Ueaa is a very private person who has a strong dislike of Casanovas, while King is one. King and Ueaa work in the same office and are both best friends with Jade. They don't like each other, but then, for some reason, begin to have a particular relation.
Number 10. Love in the Air.
When clouds in the sky and falling rain tease the two close friends in trouble, rain and sky, it takes them to meet Payu and Prapai, who are not only cunning saviors, but also guys making storms in the two best friends' hearts. The war of love is about to take place in the warm spring, hot summer, lonely autumn, and cold winter. How would the atmosphere of love be? Which way would their hearts wave and the air full of love take them to?
Number 8. 4 minutes.
Great is a university student from the business administrative faculty and the son of a wealthy business owner. Out of the blue, he gains the supernatural power to see 4 minutes into the future. This power leads him to alter the results of many events. One day, Great meets Time, a resident surgeon. The two try to get to know each other, and their relationship begins to grow.
Number 9. Big Dragon.
Yai and Mangkorn are romantic rivals. One night, at Yai's newly inherited pub, the two drink together. Yai has nefarious plans for the evening, but they backfire, and he and Mangkorn end up spending a wild night together. Taunted by Mangkorn, who has footage of their hookup the next day, Yai takes his anger out on the pub. He hopes to forget what transpired between them and sink himself into pub renovations. But when he meets with the design team, he's surprised to see fifth-year architecture student Mangkorn among them.
Number 10. Together with Me.
This story takes place before the events of Bad Romance the series. Childhood friends. Korn and Nock reunite in college, but their relationship complicates after a night of passionate sex. Nock has a girlfriend, but at the same time has mixed feelings for his best friend. Korn loves Nock, but he is doing his best to keep his best friend living a happy life with his best friend. How will they learn their feelings for each other? Will they date? How will they face a backlash from society?
Number 11. Only Friends.
The series following a group of university students, Mew, Ray, and Boston, who blur the lines between friendship and romance, leading to tangled relationships and broken friendships as they navigate love, passion, and secrets.
Number 12. What the Duck.
After Pop fails to acquire his dream job as a flight attendant, he decides to join the airline's catering service. This leaves his girlfriend Mo to work as a flight attendant alone, even though Mo and Pop had applied for the job together. Pop is immediately troubled, as his new co-worker, Oat, makes interesting advances towards him, which include teasing him and calling him his wife. Meanwhile, Mo has to deal with her fellow flight attendants, who constantly bully her. Fortunately, Nick, a handsome pilot, stands up for her. Mo's brother, Pri, has an almost perfect life, as he and his boyfriend, Rambo, are happily in love. However, everything turns sour as people's feelings get mixed up, and they fall for people they shouldn't, while still holding on to their past loves.
Number 13. Playboy the Series.
A series about the investigation of a missing university student. The main characters have a friend who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. A year later, his brother arrives to seek answers. He uncovers scandalous secrets about his siblings' past, including a suspicious connection to an escorting service. The protagonists work together to find out what happened. They also have raunchy hookups and fall in love.
Number 14. Why Are You?
Tudor is said to be wise beyond his years and acts rationally, while Fighter is the emotional kind. They start by having some animosity with each other, but soon developed a close bond. Saifa is a popular musician and is often engaged in acts of mischief, while Zahn, a sci-fi writer, is shy yet stubborn. Due to a bet made with his sister Zol, he starts writing sci-fi stories. But after being scolded by his parents for not studying properly, his writing is cut short. Later, when his friends tell him to steal ideas from his sister, he sees that his name is being used in her fiction, alongside that of his enemy, Saifa.
Number 15. Cutie Pie.
Lian Qilinwang and Kuya Kiran Kirati are in a quandary. Because of a promise made to their parents and grandparents, they find themselves heading toward an arranged marriage. The latter is a free-spirited musician, a vocalist and drummer, while the former is an outwardly cool businessman. While Kuya is keen to explore a happy and romantic life together with Lian, the feeling isn't mutual, at least not initially. Lian is cold to Kuya and treats him dismissively. Eventually, he says he does not love Kuya and Kuya, even though he loves Lian, then wants to break off their engagement. Lian does not want to break off their engagement, despite not loving him because of the promise he made to his grandfather, so he tries to win him back. Do feelings start to bloom while trying to win him back? Or did he actually love him to begin with?
Number 16. Pit Babe the Series.
Babe, the #1 racer, is Charlie's idol. Charlie wants to be just like Babe, but doesn't have a race car of his own, so he gathers up his courage and approaches Babe to ask to borrow one. For fun, Babe agrees, and the two strike an interesting deal.
Number 17. The Sign.
For as long as Tharn can remember, he's had premonitions about those around him, sensing both the good and the bad. Partners on a team of special investigators, when kind and cheerful Tharn met clever and charming Paya, it felt as though they'd known each other for a long time.
Number 18. Ai Long Nai.
Ai studied abroad until, after being expelled for quarreling, his father forces him to return to Thailand, where he attends classes at the university where he teaches. There, Ai meets Chen Nai, his new Harley-Davidson riding classmate, who has an obsession with a yellow duck keychain. Ai falls in love at first sight, and a whirlwind romance ensues.
Number 19. Unforgotten Night.
It follows Kim, an office worker with a one-sided crush on his senior, who seeks a one-night stand to forget him, only to find himself falling for the stranger he meets.
Number 20. Check Out.
Daunue, a working-age man that just broke up with his first love, takes a vacation at the Air Khao Yai and meets Nine, a man that improves his mood after just a short meeting. After Daunue returns, Nine disappears for 3 months. He tries to forget all about Nine by returning to the old life, working with T, who's the co-owner of the company Lodestar, where Daunue works and his first love. Still, T wants a second chance to return to the relationship. The situation changes as the company has no income at the time, eventually forced to hand out portfolios to potential customers. Nine agrees to help T as a former schoolmate. Daunue knows he wants to go back to Nine, but is rather reluctant as Nine has an on-and-off girlfriend.
Number 21. Between Us.
Team is a talented swimmer who just entered university. However, when it comes to swim competitions, he's never able to perform to the best of his abilities. When swim team upperclassmen win, comes to know that the problem doesn't lie in Team's abilities or dedication, but rather his trauma and the sleeping difficulties it causes, he offers up his own room for Team to stay in. With the comfort of company, Team's performance starts to improve and feelings start to grow between the two young men. But Team isn't the only one with issues from his past preventing him from moving forward. Win struggles with how to handle receiving love and how to give special treatment to those closest to him. Occurring parallel to the events of Until We Meet Again, this story focuses on how Win and Team come to know and inspire growth in each other.
Number 22. Love C.
Tongrak is a writer of popular romance novels. While traveling in search of inspiration for his most recent novel, he meets an irritating southern Thai man, Mahasamut. When they end up in bed, however, Tongrak finds himself hooked.
Number 23. Wandi Good Day.
Because of a broken heart and drunkenness, Dr. Wandi goes from darling to daring, entangling himself with Muay Thai fighter Yoryak Fadasuk. A one-night stand somehow turns into a fan, boyfriends, with benefits relationship. Though it's only a fake relationship, feelings creep up that the two don't dare accept when they each have someone else lingering in their hearts.
Number 24. Love Mechanics.
When a junior woos V's friend, Bar, swearing to love only one in life, Bar has to cut ties with Mark. But God plays a joke on them, and something happened between V and Mark. Mark chooses to tuck away and draws an end to it. However, V doesn't want an end with Mark. Mark himself loves V, although he knows V has a beloved girlfriend. Will the love between them make it? When will the awkwardness break out? What will V do?
Number 25. Moonlight Chicken.
Jim is an ordinary guy running a Hainanese chicken rice diner. One night, he meets Breezy Wen when he stays past closing, drunk. Brought together by fate that night, intangible feelings arise. Neither can stop thinking about the other, despite Jim's efforts to remain unattached. Working at the diner are Jim's nephew, Li Ming Saleng, and occasionally chicken supplier Kaipa, who doesn't mind having an excuse to see him.
Number 26. Naughty Babe.
Thatcha Wongtherawit is engaged to Phayak Chadecha Chen because of a mutually beneficial business agreement. The sweet love of Haya Yi and Kondiao is like the ending of a romance novel. As if. Thatcha is left alone on the engagement day. He's left alone when he moves into Haya Yi's place. As the wedding ceremony is around the corner, he has to deal with everything alone. His name is Kondiao, but it doesn't mean he wants to be alone. As the distress is no longer bearable, Thatcha decides to flee from the future wedding to Switzerland, not suspecting Hia Yi will try to catch up with him and get into a car accident. What's more, Hia Yi loses his memory when he wakes up and accuses Thatcha of being the one despising the idea of getting married. What's with him, huh?
Number 27. Sunset X Vibes.
For as long as he can remember, Salen has been dreaming of one man every full moon, a man who wears traditional Thai clothing. Accompanying his appearance is the scent of night-blooming jasmine. As Salen's 18th birthday approaches, the man disappears from his dreams, from his life, entirely without a word. When Salen starts his internship at a giant company, he meets CEO Sun Suryan, the very person he'd spent the previous night with.
Number 28. Hit Bite Love.
A series about 3 high school couples and their spicy romantic drama. The main character feels miserable about his secret relationship with a closeted gay student. He meets another guy who is open about pursuing him. However, his new love interest enjoys adventurous bedroom activities. The protagonist is intrigued as he discovers the pleasures and dangers for the first time.
Number 29. Deep Night.
Kemthis is the beloved son of Madame Freya, the owner of Deep Night Club, the top host club in the country. Its stunning acrobatic shows differentiate them from any other. Kemthis is fascinated by top-tier host Wayla. Getting closer, however, brings about obstacles. They aren't the only ones bringing color to the club. They're joined by Seiji, Ken, Great, DJ James, and Sunny Waiter Japan.
Number 30. For Him.
The main character recently broke up with his scumbag boyfriend. He meets a charming stranger in a bar. Their romantic attraction quickly leads to a night of passion. Afterwards, they become friends with benefits. The couple continues to meet up and has casual hookups, However, the protagonist soon discovers his new lover hides a troubled past.
Number 31. To be continued.
The story starts as an accidental first kiss sparks the rest of everything. Achivich has harbored secret feelings for Girawat since high school, when he was pursuing his affections for a girl who later cheats on him. The turning point of this best friend's story begins after a movie night turns into an unexpected, tender, romantic moment between the two. Achivich is heartbroken when Girawat wants to forget everything that happened that night. 10 years later, their feelings are tested when the former best friends meet again. Girawat, now a gentle but insecure orthopedic surgeon, and Achivich, a famous superstar. Will they be able to continue where they left off that night at the movies?
Number 32. Bad Guy My Boss.
Pat falls in love with his strict mixed-race boss named Ellis. However, given their status, Pat can only keep his feelings secret, trying to maintain their relationship as boss and assistant. Even though Pat has set a boundary, Elise doesn't make it easy for him, following him around and holding on to Pat so that he is by his side in the midst of billion-dollar business wars where the rivals have eyes for the young assistant as well. Elias has to drop his arrogant attitude and shed the image of the bad boss who isn't lovable by others, even though shedding the old self isn't as easy as shedding the assistant's clothes.
Number 33. Knock Knock, Boys.
It's a story of a virgin guy named Almond who makes a wager with his 3 roommates, Latte, Thanwa, and Peak. If one of them manages to hook him up with his crush, he'll cover 1 year of their rent. Virgin Almond makes a wager with his 3 roommates, Latte, Thanwa, and Peak, and things gets exciting as well as unexpected.
Number 34. Two Worlds.
It depicts a journey of falling out of love and falling in love between 2 parallel worlds. After Krom's beloved Fufa is murdered, something happens, and Krom is pulled to a parallel world where 3 years prior, Kram and Tai had been in love. However, that Kram was killed by Tai's dad. One day, Tai drives by a road and finds someone in the middle of the road. The face of that person stuns Tai because he looks exactly the same as his lover from 3 years ago. What will happen next?
Number 35. The Heart Killers.
Tattooist Kant works as a spy for the police. When he's tasked to investigate a pair of gunman brothers, he finds that one of them is a one-night stand he hasn't been able to forget, Bison. The 2 assassins own a hamburger shop. Kant goes there and focuses his efforts on charming Bison into giving up information. When his attempts are thwarted by Bison's scary, protective older brother Fidel, he hires someone who can take him on. He enlists the help of his handsome best friend, Style, who's a pain in the neck and not afraid of anything. Mechanic Style once rear-ended Fidel, and they fought. Kant promises Style the car he'd had his eyes on if he can win Fidel's heart. If his mission is successful, Kant's been promised a clean criminal record so he can start a new life.